All right, good morning and welcome back. Today, start off by just watching this brief video that kind of introduces our topic. Today is review, things you've probably covered in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, or even earlier this year, but we want to make sure we're fresh on it because tomorrow when I come back, we're going to be looking at prisms again, but this time they won't be rectangular prisms. The bases will be triangles, okay? So we need to remember there are two things we need to be able to find. We need to be able to find the area of this triangle, and then eventually we'll need to be able to find the missing side so that we can find the perimeter of the triangle. So if we have this example here, if we had 5.4 meters and 8 meters, first if we are finding the area, to find the area, I don't know if you guys recall, but our formula is A equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, so the base of the triangle in this case will be 8. Notice the base and the height have to form a right angle. So the height is 5.4. So if we did 1/2 times 8 times 5.4, that will give us what our area is. So, 1/2 times 8 times 5.4. Okay, and we get 21.6. And in our case, since that is area, it's going to be 21.6 meters squared. Okay? Now, on our next one, or the next part of it, if we were trying to find the perimeter of this, we would need to know this missing side. Now, you might recall something we've worked on earlier this year, Pythagorean theorem. This is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now, remember, the c has to be the side across from the right angle, or the hypotenuse. We've identified that plenty, so we know it's this side. So we've done this before, just to refresh. It doesn't matter which one is A, which one's B. 5.4 squared plus 8 squared equals, we don't know, so x squared. 8 squared is 64. 5.4, I know that's kind of funny, so let's use a calculator. 5.4 raised to the second, so 29.16. We'll add that with 64 and then take the square root. So 29.16 plus the 64, 93.16, and then we take the square root of 93.16, and we would get 9.65 or 9.7 as our answer for that missing side. Whoops, I'm on the wrong one. So if we solve that, we'd get x equals 9.7 as our final answer then. Okay, so we said 21.6 was our answer for the area. Notice it's in square meters, so I would have to do 21.6. Keep in mind what it's asking, like this question asks for the area. This question asks us to find the length of the third side. Let's see, sometimes they give us the hypotenuse and we have to find one of the other missing sides. Same approach. So let's go back, submit this, and we got it right, so good deal. So let's see, that's with fractions. I want to show you. Okay, here's one other type. Sometimes the question might say the area of the triangle is 32.3 square inches. If it tells us what the area is, once again, I can solve, okay, and I know that area equals 1/2 times base times height. That is still true. So if they tell us that our area is 32.3, that would equal 1/2 times the base. We don't know what the base is. We know the height is 6.8. Okay, so we can multiply half of 6.8, so 6.8 times 0.5. And if we do that, we will get 3.4. Okay, then we can divide by 3.4. All we got to do is 32.3 divided by 3.4. And we get 9.5 as our answer for what the base is. Notice this one is just inches because it's just a length. It's not an area. Okay. Now the second type that I wanted to mention with Pythagorean theorem, okay, remember we said we are still going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The difference is sometimes they give us c. If we look here, the hypotenuse is 30. Okay, so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A squared, we can put 18 squared plus b squared equals 30 squared. Now, if you don't know what these are, use your calculator. Don't shy away from that. 18 to the second, 324. 30 to the second is 900. Okay, so we set it up. We said it's 324 plus b squared equals 900. We'll subtract the 324 from both sides, and we'll get b squared equals 576. And if you know that, that's great. If you don't, then take the square root of 576, and we get 24. Now, sometimes these will come out nice. Sometimes we'll get a decimal. Say if instead it was 580. If we would have taken the square root of 580, since see it's not perfect, we'd probably round to the nearest tenth, so 24.1, just submit that. It'll tell you what to round to. It says round to the nearest tenth here if necessary. So here we didn't need to. We got 24 even, so we can submit that. We got it right. That's all I have for you. Go ahead now and practice. Do about 5 of each of those. And if you have any questions, let me know. And tomorrow we'll continue to work on this, and you'll see why we needed to know this.